Well, good morning and welcome back to Mud Pop Thrift. My name is Tom and I'm a full-time eBay reseller and a stay-at-home dad for 6 kids. Thank you guys so much for all of your support and kind words and such. During the last week or so, we just had a baby Ruby and she is happy and healthy and mom is doing really well. And I greatly appreciate all of you guys watching and commenting kind things. I haven't shipped since, Thursday night, and it is Tuesday, and we have 40. So that's going to be a lot of work. Let's get to it. All right, well, I've been working for like an hour. We have 38 going out for a grand total of $1,026.41. And it's a lot. It is 10 o'clock now. Desiree's officially on maternity leave. So while she is still in baby recovery mode, she is here. And so her and Evie are in the house hanging out, and I can spend a little more time without Senorita Toddler Face over there interrupting or, whatever it is that she does. And I'm not worried about her being in the house by herself or her having to go to the bathroom every 5 minutes. Anyway, I've got 38 to ship, so we need to get directly on that. There's a handful of things that I wanted to talk about. This is why I do this and that, and how I come to decisions and making poor decisions. And so we're gonna just get right into some stuff. Everything's $1. I'm officially out of vintage. Everything's $1 girl sweaters. Isn't this so good? Man, if that would fit me, I might wear it. That's fantastic. Sold for $23.99 plus shipping. Just maybe one of my favorite clothing pieces I've ever found at a garage sale. That is just so cool. These two girls, I thought they were Thai. Thai has a line like Thai Beanie Babies. Beanie Boppers, I think is what the Thai line is called. I thought that's what these were when I picked them up for $1 a piece at that same yard sale. And they ended up not being that. They were Manhattan Toys Groovy Girls. And they sold for $9.40 plus shipping. This I got as a hoarder house thing. And it just has a cool design on it. It's just a generic notepad. And I think it says the name of a bank. First National Bank. But it's obviously 70s, maybe early 80s. And hardly worth listing. I listed for $8 plus shipping. But I literally have nothing into it. And it'll ship in a padded flat rate, or in a padded envelope for $3. So making money. This was not a good decision to buy. So I found these at a garage sale. I paid $20 for them, but I don't think they're licensed. This Bertha one is a full-size case, but then it doesn't have anything on the back. It doesn't have any licensing. It's a zipper pouch for your pillow, but then the end is kind of frayed on the zipper. I was more impressed with them when I found them than I should have been. And so I should have looked them over a little better. They're a little bit dingy and they're not licensed. And this one is it's Grateful Dead. So it's got the steal your face head, rose eye your face, steal your face head, Grateful Dead head guy. It's got Bertha on it and just a whole bunch of random other stuff. But I picked them up, thought they were awesome. Listed them for $30. I paid $20. I listed them for $40. They sat around for a long time with very little interest. I ended up taking an offer for $31. Now we come to one of the things that I thought was kind of worth discussing. Let me say, I paid $3 for this. There's evidence that it's never been used, but maybe it was stored terribly because it's got dings on the outside and stuff. So you sell it used, and you just mention that The inside's super nice, and the like pieces, the pack-ins that come with it have never been opened. The keys are there, the strap is there, never been opened. This is gently or never used, but it's beat up a little bit. Anyway, I paid $3 for it. It retails for $140 or something. I listed it for $85 against my better judgment, thinking, oh, people all the time list stuff way higher than they think and then take offers and it sells. So I listed this at $85 plus shipping, and it sat and sat and sat and sat. And I literally had somebody message me to ask me if I would pull these dividers out and sell them just the dividers. And I'm like, no. But I should have gone with my gut, the thing that I normally do. I would much rather have sold this, buy it for $3, list it for $50 plus shipping and have it sell in a couple of days, then list it for $85 and then have it sell for $50 in a couple of months. I just don't understand the price everything at the top of the market and take the best offer. Like, $50 is a good deal on this. $50 is good profit for me on this. So I'm excited about this sale. I just wish I had not priced it high, hoping to get high dollar. Yeah, you guys know my model is price it a fair price, price it a low price, and move. Like, I'm not a volume seller, but I'm shipping 40 today. So I need to pricing things high is one model, but I want my things to turn over quickly. I want to get my investment back and make money. Like this, I paid $1 for. It sold for $5 plus shipping. I would not pick up these. I had two of these. I listed them for like $7.99. They both sold on offer below $7.99. So that Jegs hat, not worth messing with. But I'm just real tired of pricing things at the top of the market or high comps, because I don't like to sit and wait and take offers. I want to list it for half of its value, where I'm quadruple, like, buy it for $1, it's worth $20. I list it for $11 and it sells in a day. That's perfect for me. That's what I want to do. And then it needs to be super easy to ship. These I paid, how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 50. 20 plus shipping. 1, 2, 3, 50. I paid for these at Washington Goodwill, and they sold for 20 plus shipping. I'm just going to put a picture up here. I went to that Everything Crazy Retro video game and toys sale. We filled the truck up. These micro machines I was super excited about getting. We didn't pay much for any of it. The cars all together he charged me $4 for, which was why I was surprised that he charged me $15 for the Fisher Price Little People. But I started looking the stuff up, and the play sets were incomplete or kind of broken. The cars were mostly not Louis Galoob, and so they were not Galoob, which is the company that makes micro machines. They were like Road Champs, some were Hot Wheels, some were unmarked. And so I looked at this lot and I'm like, I could break this out, I could try to make lots out of it, but I don't know what the value is. So I priced it at $55, free shipping, put it on auction, and it got one bid. I got 5 watchers, only one bid. So at $55, I'm sure I'm making some money. It's going to be kind of a pain to ship because it's a lot of pieces, and it's going to be kind of big, but I don't think any of it's going to get broken. It's just going to take some finding the right box and a lot of bubble wrap and kind of an irritating deal. I bought for $5 a box, like a 3x4x4 small box with pins in it. I bought the whole box for $5. They were like 50 cents a piece at the yard sale, and I was like, there's a bunch of neat pins in here. What would you do on the whole box? And she's like, $5. And I'm cool. This was one. This takes the right audience, but it's from 1948. Pin back, Illinois versus Ohio State homecoming game. And it sold to somebody in Champaign. Who would have thought? A collector for Fighting Illini stuff in Champaign. I had it listed for like $30, but I've had it listed for like a year. And somebody gave me a $15 offer, and normally I don't. Normally I scoff at 50% off offers because I feel like I price my stuff low enough that 50% off offer is just like silly, because I'm the lowest comp on the day I listed it, almost undoubtedly. And so, and I don't price anything exorbitantly high, almost never. A handful of really, really good things I've done, I've priced really high. But anyway, 50% off offers are normally like, I just turn them down and block the person, because it's not worth my time to mess with somebody who thinks 50% off offers are a reasonable place to start. But this one had been sitting forever, and it took the right person. And so when I got that 50% off offer, I was like, well, I could counter, or I could take the money. And so that time I took the money. This surprised me.
Snuggle fabric softener.
Who remembers Snuggle Bear? This Snuggle Bear is new with tags. Not new. I mean, we call it new with tag, but it's still vintage. And some little kid could have slept with this and had it on their bed and left the tag on it, or it sat on a shelf and got dusty. But it does still have the two tags, the ear tag for Russ and the advertisement for Snuggle. I paid $1 for it at the Everything's a Dollar sale, and it sold for $44.99 free shipping. I'm always surprised when, like that and Feifel. Like, who needs a Feifel plush bad enough to spend money to even get it shipped? But Snuggle, like, I don't know. Maybe you really liked Snuggle growing up. Maybe that bear was really cute and memorable from 80s commercials. Maybe even early 90s commercials. This is an unusual one that I got from a Whatnot auction. I paid $20, so I was assuming it was worth quite a bit more. Magic Kingdom women's size 10, which at the time that was the biggest one they made because they wouldn't hire women who were bigger than that.
What? That's terrible.
I told you, the 80s was a wild place.
This is vintage, old school cast member uniform of some sort, but I could never tie it to anything. I mean, if you can get it, I got a vest the same time, and I got them both for $20 a piece. But the vest I could tie to the Seas ride. It was like the kid who's running the ride would be wearing that vest, and so that one sold for like $80. This one sold for $36 because it's pretty generic. I couldn't even figure out for sure. I mean, it says Magic Kingdom, but that could be Frontierland or Adventureland. You know, it could be Pecos Bills or somebody running the Big Thunder Railroad. You know, it's too generic to tie to something, which makes it hard. And I tried several times to like get a hold of people who collect that kind of stuff and be like, hey, you got any insight on this? And nobody did. Another plushie with the tag that surprised me on its value. This is not super old, especially not when we're considering Scooby. S02. You can't see that, but it does say S02 on it. And so that makes this from 2002. Spooky Island with the used with tag, probably. I listed it as new with tag near mint, because he is in really, really nice shape. Paid $1 for it, sold for $33 plus shipping. Buyers all in at $45 even. these games, and one of these games is not even, isn't part of the list, because it says, the listing says a lot of 7 games, and there's 8 games here, but they sold for $12.50 free shipping. They're like, nobody wants Fable, Madden, Assassin's Creed, Battlefield. So these are like garbage titles, and so I had them listed for like $16 and got no views, and then finally somebody sent me a $12.50 offer, and I would rather have them move than not. And so that wasn't a good sale, but no doubt those were part of a lot of things that I bought. I wouldn't have bought any of those games all by themselves. I probably bought them as a massive lot, and this was the leftover stuff, but they've been listed forever. So eventually I did take $12.50 just to get them moved. Garfield stuff has been moving for me lately, which is weird. I don't pick it up a lot, but I do see it from time to time and pick it up from time to time and have some stuff in my store that's Garfield. And this sold for $9.99 plus shipping. So yeah, Marvel vs. Capcom, that was on the top of that pile, was not supposed to be in that pile, which is what I'd suspected, but I wanted to confirm that. For some reason, it got rubber banded together with the rest of it. Conor McGregor, the Notorious. I think this is a bootleg. It doesn't have a tag. It doesn't have a screen print. It doesn't have a place where it might have had a tag at some point. It's maybe a parking lot tee. I don't know. I don't even know where I got it. And it sold for $8 plus shipping. I was picking up UFC shirts for a while, thinking, oh, these are about to pop off. That's going to become as popular as wrestling shirts soon, and I'm going to have a bunch of them. But I'm not that guy. I'm not the hold it and see if it gains value guy, and I should know better than that. But sometimes I think I'm that guy, or I'm going to be that guy on this thing. I'm never that guy. Racing wheel, new in package, Nerf racing wheel. If this were not new in package, I wouldn't even have listed it. If it were a Nerf, I wouldn't list a Wii wheel unless it was either new in package or Wii branded, and I was including it with Mario Kart. But this is just at that threshold where it's worth listing, $10 plus shipping. So we got it listed. These I got from my friend who I picked up a bunch of VHS tapes from. He didn't even know these were Betamax because he just buys stuff and flips it fast. These are Betamax. They have the Beta B on them, and they are significantly smaller than a VHS tape. And so I don't think I have a VHS tape around here, but like this is the case for a VHS tape. This is the Beta that was inside of it. And they often will say, especially like these rental copies, will say Beta on them. This one evidently is a risque title. I wasn't familiar with these at all when I listed them, and I don't have a Betamax player to test them. So I just kind of assumed working. And, but after when I was trying to comp this, I realized that, it's not appropriate for all ages, if you know what I mean. And this one's like I thought this one was horror, but it's a gangster. Like, I thought Kansas City Massacre sounds like Jason, but it's not. It's like Bugsy Mahone or, you know, some gangster name. I just made that up unless I didn't. Like Bugsy Mogs? Mugsy Bogues? Anyway. These are all large print books. Paid 50 cents a piece for them at the thrift Helping Hands. There's 10, so I paid $5, and they sold for $19.99 plus the shipping on top. I told you earlier I was out of the little girl Disney vintage sweater game because both of these sold over the weekend, and so this is the last one. I'm not a big fan of 101 Dalmatians. I don't know why. It just wasn't. It didn't hit for me when I was a kid, so I didn't watch it very much. But I picked it up because that's what you do. Because it was there and it was $1 and I was picking up other ones. Generic Nirvana shirt, not old, but I think this one was big. Yeah, 2X. 2X Nirvana. I like Nirvana well enough, but I'm not like gonna wear a Nirvana shirt. $9 plus shipping. I probably only paid $2 or $3 for it. So this super oil, I think I had listed for $12.99, which plus shipping, which was too high. $12.99 free shipping would have probably been the right price. And so somebody sent me a $5 offer, and plus shipping, they're in at $10, which is fine for that. I made my money back selling the first 2 or 3 of those that I sold, and I have 20, and I sold like 6 or 8. Getting some money. I think this is Patagonia. This is a base layer Patagonia. It doesn't say Patagonia real big on the front, which I think is why Goodwill missed it. I paid $5 for it. I wouldn't have paid more if they had marked it up to $7.99 or whatever that they would have done if they knew it was, if they noticed that it was Patagonia. I would have left it. It's a wool base layer, but it's just not valuable because it's just super generic. $18.66. I mean, it's better than most raglan shirts that you're going to find. That's the style when the sleeves come all the way up to the collar. That's called raglan. And most raglan shirts you find aren't going to be much count. But this one's fully wool, and it's intended to be a base layer from Patagonia. So it has a little bit more value than just every generic shirt in the world. But not a ton, because it's not like it's flashy or whatever. It's just a base layer. This was from the Everything's a Dollar sale. Paid $1. It still has the tag on it. $18 free shipping. I've had that stuff a while. That Everything's a Dollar. It's kind of at the beginning of the summer. No, I guess it was at the beginning of the school year. So, I mean, I guess I have. It's probably been 6-8 weeks, 2 months. I've had a kid since then. It feels like forever. This one, I don't know. I have no idea where this came from. I mean, I know somebody collected a bunch of Pepsi cans and got it out of a catalog in like 1996, but I don't know where I acquired it. Sold for $10 plus shipping. Single stitch vintage Pepsi t-shirt. Have you seen the documentary about the kid who thought he was actually going to win a plane? Like, they put a joke in the end of the commercial. 2 million points and you get a plane.
Collect points from Pepsi labels and claim prizes like t-shirts and sunglasses, or for 7 million points, a Harrier jet.
Sure beats the bus. People say, well, didn't you want a t-shirt? I said, well, when there's a Harrier out there for 7 million Pepsi points, why not aim your sights a little higher?
In place of labels, consumers could buy Pepsi points for 10 cents each.
7 million, 10 cents a piece, $700,000.
Millions of Americans and people around the world saw the spot, got the joke, and laughed. Mr. Leonard saw the spot, hired business advisors and lawyers, and decided to take legal action.
Oh, like warplane. And it was a joke. It was obviously a joke, and the guy's a moron and who wasted a lot of his life fighting with Pepsi over whether or not they should give him a plane. And I think they offered to buy him out at a reasonable rate to just get him to shut up, and he didn't. And then he put out a documentary, and he still looks like a moron. He put out the documentary and like, it is skewed to try to make him not look like an idiot. And I didn't get the impression he's not an idiot from his own documentary about the series of events with this thing where you're supposed to get 20 points out of a Pepsi bottle and get a t-shirt, or 100 and get a CD player. And they made a joke at the end of the commercial, and 5 million points will get you this, some kind of fighter jet. It looks like an F-16, but they call it something else the whole time. To those to me who are, I'm not versed on what makes a plane good and not good for military use. Whatever. There's a shirt sold for $10. This is it has a name. Strop. I knew it had some weird name, like stop with an R in it or strap with an O. Anyway, it's for it's for sharpening your straight razor. Straight razors are very collectible. This one turned out to not be a great one, and the strap is busted. So this sold for $22 free shipping. It was something that I got in a box at auction. I paid $2.50 for the box, and I wasn't even trying to get those, so they were a pleasant surprise. Pendleton, this label is fantastic. Unless it's $8 or $10, I'm not even comping this Pendleton label. 100% wool, made in the US. I'm picking that up almost every time at any price that would be reasonable for a person to put on it. That sold in a couple of days for $40 free shipping. But if I had held it, I probably could have got $60 for it if I wanted to wait until right up against Christmas or something. Pendleton is a fantastic brand, really good sell through. Most of their products sell for really good money, especially 100% wool stuff, especially made in the US stuff. Paid $3.50 for this, and it was all taped up at Goodwill. And I didn't mess it up too bad getting the tape off, I don't think. I think it came up pretty clean. And then the inside of it was unused. Like, it's a fairly sought after board game, and on the inside, like, the cards are never unwrapped. These pegs that you put your characters in is a sealed bag. So, and the like stickers, there's two dice. There's one of these is a die. Two of them are dice. The stickers aren't on them yet. So this is it's worth a little bit of money used complete. It's worth quite a bit of money like sealed. So I'm kind of right in the middle of that and listed it for $50, and it sold for full asking price in a couple of weeks. $50. I bought it for $3, like every other board game, at $3 and change, probably $4 at Goodwill. This shirt, this is one of those things where I wish this was worth more. Fila, made in the US, and it is not in great shape, and it's pretty generic. But if that was a Nike swoosh on a made in the US long sleeve plain tee, this would be a $25 shirt. As it stands, it sold for $10 plus shipping. For some reason, when I got a bunch of these, and I didn't recognize it until today, a bunch of them are white and a bunch of them are red. And none of them that are like white with colors of lettering, blue, black, red, have sold. Only the ones that are red with white lettering have sold. And I thought that was an interesting observation when I made it. I'm like, $10. That's the last of the red ones. I went through and I'm like, nope, I don't have any red ones left, and I haven't sold any white ones. So that one sold for $9.99 plus shipping. Sold a stenograph. Do you know what a stenograph is? I bet you do. It's what a stenographer uses. It's a specific, I'm not going to take it out. It's a very specific type of typewriter used for court documentation. I paid $7 for it, thinking, I didn't comp it, but I'm like, that's got to be $50. It sold for $25 plus shipping, international. Buyer paid an arm and a leg to get it to Australia. So I hope they enjoy it. I just have to get it to Glendale Heights. Polo, this is the one, made in Hong Kong and made out of some kind of silk. Tussa silk. But it feels like wool. Anyway, it sold for $18 plus shipping. And I've only had that a couple of weeks. You guys probably remember me picking it up. I just had this hat in my hand. Dad hat, like these kind of just generic hats generally are referred to as dad hats. A little strappy strap back. Still has the $7.50 clearance tag from, I don't know where that's from. Was $14.99, now $7.50. Mine sold for $9 plus shipping. Buyers all in at $14.86, 10 cents lower than the clearance price, or than the original retail price. This shirt, I just really liked it. It's on a screen printed tag, so it's not vintage, but it's got a beautiful tie-dye and a cool lizard. I think it's for some like tourist place. Cancun, Mexico, Mayan village. But it's a cool shirt. So I bought it. And then I sold it for $13 plus shipping. I paid not very awful many monies for this at Goodwill. I think I paid $3 and sold for $19 plus free shipping. It wasn't a great pickup, but I remember being hurried. Like I was up against the clock to go pick the kids up or something, and I couldn't find a good comp for it. And I'm like, it's $3. Either it's worth buying as a flashlight or it's worth flipping. But for $3, I'm going to take it home and we'll figure it out. You remember the guy with the starter jacket that made me offers, and then it told him he wasn't allowed to buy more than 2 things? I never figured that situation out. But once he got the starter jacket delivered and left me feedback, he came back into the store and bought this one. And it was $25 plus shipping. And I paid like $5 or $6 because I bought a whole bunch of stuff from these people at the beginning of the summer. Another, I paid 50 cents a piece. And these I just put in this Walmart bag. Maybe this is the way I got them from the... No, it couldn't have been. Could have been. Probably not. Anyway, they are... I paid 50 cents a piece. Mixed lot of books, 12. So I paid $6. I think the tree on the that's above the shed just dropped a branch. I paid $6. These sold for $25 free shipping. So there's a bunch of lotted up books. The large print stuff that I paid 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These I paid $6. The first ones we did, would have paid $7.50, and it's $5, $6, $7.50 into $20, $25, $35. Lotting up books is a good way to make consistent money on stuff that you can find easy. And I mean, like, it's not like you're making a fortune, but if you make, those will be, let's say this particular one is 20, was $7.50 into $25 plus shipping. It's an easy way that 3 times today I made probably $15. So that's $45 just picking up books for 50 cents a piece. One item left. Well, it's pulled. I just don't see it. Bear with me a moment. Okay, so I was wrong. There were 2 items left. This one, a hat I paid 75 cents for, and a bunch of hats. I've never seen one quite like this that's quilted on the inside for the insulation. It's 3M thin-insulated, made in the U.S. Sold it for $8 plus shipping. And then the Furbs, I find these with some frequency. This is not a mouth moves, eyes blink Furby. This is a Beanie Baby version of a Furby, and it's much, much smaller. And I pick them up for 50 cents a dollar, and they sell for between 5 and 10 depending on the coloration. This one sold for $7 plus shipping. Yeah, so that's everything that we have. Oh, I wanted to dang, what was I? Oh, these. I had a problem with these. I sent them out, and these are dirty. The packaging's dirty, but sold a bunch of them and haven't had a problem. Well, the guy sent me pictures. They're pretty rusted. The ones he opened were pretty rusted on the inside. And he's like, hey, I just sent him his money back. And then he's like, well, do you have more? It looks like you have more in your store. I'd rather have the product than my money back. And so I couldn't sell. The point of telling you that is I can't sell these until I check and make sure I have 2 to send to the guy. But in the interim, like right in the middle of that, I got somebody who sent me an offer to buy the rest of my stock. They're listed in groups of 2, and so he wanted to buy 3. eBay said he sent, and so I have these listed for $16.99. eBay's like, he wants 3 at $12. And I'm like, does he want 3 at $12 each, or 3 at $12 total? And it turns out it was 3 at $12 total, and I wasn't going to accept the offer either way. But I think eBay has to be more clear about that, because I was looking at that kind of knowing that it was $12. But if you're new or haven't accepted offers in a while or don't do many in multiple quantity, like, it is not clear. It just says 3, $12. It does not say each or total at all. So then, just for clarity's sake, I went in to make a counteroffer, even though I knew I couldn't sell these. And there it says $4 times 3 equals 12 as the offer. But I don't feel like it's remotely clear enough. And so eBay's not listening to me. They only listen to Commonwealth Picker. But that's something that needs to change. I feel like that is, if you accepted that offer thinking that it was $12 each on a product that you're asking $17 for, that would be a reasonable offer if you're buying 3. But $4 off of $4 each for something that I'm asking $17 each for is silly. So I declined that offer and blocked that buyer so they can't send me silly offers anymore. And then I need to check the stock and make sure I have 2 good ones to send to the guy who got 2 and was totally reasonable about getting 2 that weren't any good. So those are the things that I wanted to talk to you guys about today. What do you think about that offer setting? Maybe it's more clear if you're doing it on the PC. I do nothing on my PC. I have thought some, because so many people are like, it's so much faster to list stuff with a camera. And I don't see it, but I don't do it, so I don't know. But like, seems like if I already have the pictures in my hand, and the other thing is, maybe it's faster if you're native to the computer and how the listing goes. But anytime I'm modifying a listing, I'm like, where is this? Oh my God, because I know immediately where to find anything on the app, but I don't know where to find the things in the computer. So probably with some learning curve, I could make it at least as fast. And a lot of people say it's a lot faster, but I suspect that has to do somewhat with whether or not you're native to it, which way is your way of doing it. And I don't have a computer that's worth crap. I have this thing that's from 2013 hooked to my Rollo, and it just is the only thing I do with it is look at it to tell you guys the prices and print labels, because my Rollo printer isn't wireless, so I can't hook it to my phone. I have to hook it to a computer. So somebody gave me this computer so that I can hook up the Rollo. Otherwise, I would just do it absolutely 100% from my phone. And you can't do a Chromebook, because I had a Chromebook for some other stuff, but you can't do that with the Rollo printer because it won't download drivers. Anyhow, I'm rambling. Thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Thanks for following, clicking the bell, and all the things that you guys do. We'll see you on the next one.